We had one Joseki, the other Joseki, now black attaches. A standard move these days. White took the corner and black took the outside. And this is a Joseki. After this Joseki, black should add a move on the top side, playing a move which is also a famous continuation of the Joseki in the top right. However, to me, this move looks a little bit off because this group is in fact really thin and it's also heavy. It's not flexible at all. It doesn't have a way to create a base in the corner. There are quite many stones with few liberties. So I'd rather recommend playing closer. And well, if white wants to extend on the top side, then all right, let white do it. Later we might still go in, or if white doesn't do anything, we can also have a very good continuation afterwards. Most importantly, white stone is relatively flexible. It is light. It still has a way to build a base in the corner or to run towards the center, but black's group is much heavier. White turned, which of course expands the moyo on the left side and also puts pressure on that group of black. And black continued not wanting white to grow the moyo too much. This is another standard sequence. So right now it's already not as interesting as before to continue playing here. Maybe on the other side, it would be more interesting if we want to keep expanding our moyo. We would also put more pressure on black stones, so probably we can expect black answering. White played elsewhere, and well, for black, that spot also has a big value because it helps the group. It even builds a box, and it has a beautiful continuation against white's moyo. So we might expect white to answer like this or like that. For now, black plays elsewhere, also doesn't answer to white's move, interestingly. White makes this single exchange, but doesn't want to continue and build the group. White would feel that this is a bit narrow space, and by running with this group, white is only helping black to strengthen the stones on the other side. So better to not touch it now. And white chose such a move, a bit difficult to comment. It's a creative idea, which has also a clear message. It plans to save the stones in a very beautiful manner. So for black, it seems a bit necessary to answer like this, but then white will maybe continue building something on the outside, and later still white will be able to perhaps pull out that stone. For now, black answered in a bit unexpected way, so now we might think that white will continue the plan and be happy going out with this shape. But then black would certainly put pressure on the stone on the other side, and apparently white didn't want that. White answered to black's move. Black continued on the bottom side. Now white has time to continue, and interestingly, from this side and not that. White doesn't want to give black that fourth line territory. Instead, white kind of doesn't care about the fate of these two stones, but rather cares about what happens on the right side. Black accepts the gift, gets really a lot, but white has time to take control over the right side. Of course, this stone still has a lot of possibilities. It can go to one side, to the other side, attach, but it might be difficult to choose which of these moves is the best. Certainly, attachments are a bit risky because they might strengthen the opponent, but on the other hand, they might be very powerful. If our opponent ends up completely split, then it might be called a success. Does white have other ways to react? Maybe play here and extend there because the ladder doesn't work. Many possibilities here. Black chose the calmest possible move to the third line, threatening obviously to connect. And if white tries to split black, then it will be much easier for black to go out. Now the ladder works. However, white is not going to split black around here. There is not much interesting on this side. There is no space for white to make a base. And also white splits one group, which might be attacked, yes, from the other group, which is completely strong already. So white is attacking only one group and not two groups by these splitting moves. So if black can easily manage the fate of the group on the right side, then it really doesn't make sense for white now to play here. It would be better to play from the top and force black to connect by taking a few points. But for now, white doesn't want to do it. Probably white prefers to keep both options open, because who knows how the board will look, and also white doesn't feel that black's last move put much pressure on white. If now white plays elsewhere, then white is not afraid that now black plays here. Now it will be much easier for white to give up on these two stones. For now, white starts another fight with this peep. Black doesn't want to simply connect and end up with a very heavy shape. Instead, black plays from the top. If now white cuts, black's plan is most probably to simply sacrifice the 4 stones and then continue with a reasonable move on the right side. So this is also not the dream of white. White jumps here, trying to use the agi of that stone to expand the area on the left side. Black played the cut, just an exchange, attaches. Again, black doesn't want to simply connect, wants to strengthen the shape in a more active manner. But then white played a very smart combination, played Hane and Atari, and black connected. However, this shape of black is very, very slow and heavy. It has one eye, yes, but it's not clear if it's better than just connecting now, because in this variation, white got outside stones. Now white played an exchange, only after the exchange is continued by going out. In the future, white can easily connect, take a lot of points, and create some liberty problem for black's group. Moreover, now this group needs to run, and then white simply connects, and for the future there is still a weakness in black's shape. Black continued by such a cut. If white simply tries to capture the stone, then black can split white. However, white can first play the Atari and only then capture the stone. This is what happened in the game. Well, for black, this cut means that now there is no cutting point in black's shape, because this move is center for black. So if white ever tries to go through and cut, black can simply capture white stones. The same would be true if white played from this side, though now it's more debatable. Black just played that move. Now these exchanges are bad. Now with that triangle marked stone, white only sacrifices more points. Now black creates a big territory. White decided to limit it a little bit with this move, being afraid that black can play this exchange in center. If now black answers, this is a big success for white. White made black's territory smaller and also created a weakness in black's shape. However, black doesn't need to answer. Black played that move before, which was trying to take a lot of points, but just the AB exchange can be called good for black. Black played a move which also has a big influence on what is happening in the center of the board and on the right side of the board. So maybe white's move was starting endgame a little bit too early. And now the question is how to continue this game. It's useful to count points to understand a bit how much we need to create or to destroy from our opponent's area. Let's count here 40 minus 6, and here we see 6. So it is 40 points with these captured stones. Then 42, maybe 43, let's say. And then here we see 10 points. Here we see 10 points, so it's already 53, 63, 65. Maybe better to not count anything more, because it is rather black's center to play Hane at C. 67, also Komi. So 73 with that additional potential in the center. If black blocks, then black can have quite a few points in this area. 32, we see 4 times 8. Maybe we should subtract a few. Anyway, 30 points. Then here, maybe 20. Here, another 10 points. We can easily see 60. Of course, there is a potential in the corner. But in terms of secure territory, we should rather say that white has more, if we count all of that on the left as white's area. But there are also so many weak groups on this board, like mainly white weak groups on the right side, but also we already talked about the weakness in black shape at D and about the possibility to split black with the move at E. Also, black didn't play here yet. All right, in the game, black chose this move, and it's understandable because it tries to fix the agi in black shape, and also it looks at potential continuation at B, completely breaking white's shape on the right side. This being said, this move is a bit modest. It doesn't want to go into white's area deep, But maybe we will have a chance after white plays somewhere. Yes, white answered, which is understandable. If now white expands or encloses the box on the left side, then black can cause too much trouble on the right side. So white adds a move here. And then black answered, which is maybe a bit slow because black doesn't necessarily need to answer like this. The group, even if white plays here, the group might manage by playing on the other side. And maybe black can start doing it now. Now it's lighter for black to do it because the group is not yet in trouble. And still, it might split white's shape and then the position might get very problematic for white. However, black connected and then white jumps into the corner. Probably most interested in such a variation, which will give a base to this group, but white didn't want to simply create a base, giving black corner territory, instead jumped into the corner, but then black naturally chose a variation in which white finishes split, then this exchange, and black launches an attack. A more direct move would be here. It's a very common technique. We peep, and then we jump away from the stone with which we peeped. This is a key point here. Also, if you look from white's perspective, it's a famous move. Horse's head, very good shape. So it's no surprise that also for black, it's a vital point. So I think that I would rather play here, trying to put more pressure on white. But it's very difficult to say anything definite here. Black plays this move, maybe expecting white's answer, and then black would continue on the right side. But now white tries to strengthen the group. Aha. Not sure about these exchanges. White got an empty triangle, not a beautiful shape. And then attach, splitting black stones. Black goes back because black is afraid of that potential weakness. And then it looks like a success for white because black ends up split in a natural way. White helps the group on the right side. So I think that I would really recommend this move. And only later, after white sweats a bit trying to help that group, we will have an easier entrance into the left side. Right now, it seems that white is slowly getting control over the center. In exchange, black gets an entrance into white's area on the left side, but white has still time to secure a fifth line territory. That's actually quite big. So again, maybe black needed to go further in. Black tries to get something in exchange on the bottom side, and here black counted on playing this Atari, then maybe black can descend, perhaps in center, fixing the weakness in the shape of white's potential Hane at A, and then maybe capture the stone, or for now, expand the area from the other side, and maybe later, maybe one day, enclose a big area on the bottom. So this was black's plan. But white answered to this move in a very witty way. Important to remember it. All these moves, A, B, C, D, E, F, were answered. White doesn't have more stones here, and it means that it's easier for white to treat his stones in a light way. Plays Atari from the other side, connects in center, another Atari, and gets a good shape. Now black's shape is not that spectacular because it seems that black spent a bit too many moves. Now the stone at A is not efficient. So that's why in this shape, it's very easy for white to split black, and white doesn't need to save the one stone. Here played a nice Tesuji. This was really well played, squeezing white and getting potential towards the bottom side. Here, center exchanges, white decided to answer. Probably white was afraid of annoying variations. Maybe black can think of making life on the side, who knows? So white prefers to be on the safe side. Also, probably white feels that after what happened in the center, the group of white got completely alive, taking points, and white still secured fifth line territory. Probably white feels that he just has more. So he plays in a calm way. Black blocks, yes, it's needed to at least get something out of the bottom side. And white saves the stones. White doesn't want black to cut them off. So a very calm play. Now black blocks, a very large move. White plays such an endgame, then pushes in. At this point, white plays an unexpected cut, trying to cause trouble in black's shape. Of course, white's extension to A is center. So if black plays Atari, white can get this in center and then enclose the whole group of black. If black plays from this side, on the other hand, then at first it seems that white gets nothing because the ladder works for black. But white has a beautiful tesuji. White can play this attachment, and if black answers, now the ladder doesn't work for black anymore, and black likely dies, or even if black doesn't die, black's shape gets broken on the bottom side. So to this move, black cannot answer like that. Black needs to answer like this, but then white plays Atari, and again, we get a Miyai. Again, black's shape is broken. So white found this beautiful tesuji, followed by the next tesuji, and black didn't want that variation, so black answered in another way, hoping that now he can counter white's plan with an empty triangle which takes away white's liberty. White played Atari, and now one would need to read the capturing race, who has more liberties. However, white finds another move, goes through, black blocks, white cuts, and then after the next move of white, black doesn't have a good answer. If black cuts, then white has a beautiful tesuji, which cuts off the whole group of black on the left side. And after this, black cannot create an eye because of a shortage of liberties. So the group of black died, and black resigned at this point. White won the game. However, even without this tesuji, white already had an advantage. So I think that the most important moment of the game was around here, where black should have chosen some other way to attack white's group and to play out this complicated position in the center of the board. Maybe there were important moments also before that, but it's very difficult to say anything definite about which moves are good right now on such a board where there are such weak groups on the right side, such a huge moyo on the left side, whether it's too slow to just connect. Should black start a fight like this, like I suggested? I really don't know, but a few moves later, something went wrong when white cut through and got such a strong shape in the center. Just as the last remark, I would like to tell you what the AI said about this position. AI thinks that instead of playing in the center, black should invade white's area, but not just reduce, not play here nor there. Black should just invade on the third line, very, very deep. AI thinks that there is still a lot of room to make life. If white plays from top, won't it be possible for black to make life? And if black makes life, then it destroys so many points of white. Then it is very valuable to play around here. If white tries to destroy the base, black can attach and then maybe run. Is it risky for black? Most people would think yes. And people are very often scared to jump in so deep into opponent's moyo. However, is it really risky? If you imagine this move and then you try to put yourself in the shoes of the opponent, then you will feel that actually such a move is very difficult to answer, and it's certainly not a sure death for black. Most probably, black can either live or run, and importantly, black can treat the stone very light. Even if at one point white manages to cut it off, if black can only get a few stones on the outside somehow, then it might be already enough of a compensation. So a very interesting idea for this moment of the game. Anyway, the game finished like this. White won, and that's it about this game. Thank you for watching.